All right, bank robbery story. When I was in university, oh, Jesus Christ, that's one of the most pretentious beginnings of a sentence ever, but I know this is from a different country. When I was in university, I worked part-time as a teller. If you go to a community college, you have to start saying that. If you went to a community college. Where'd you go to college? When I was in university, I was on the hill of Bunker. When I was in university, I worked part-time as a teller at a bank here in Toronto. I was talking about bank robberies last week and how you can rob a bank with just a note. And has anybody called anybody out? Yeah, give me all the money, I have a gun. All right? And then you just write back, unless you show me it. Then they just have to walk out of the bank. I worked part-time as a teller at a bank here in Toronto. One morning when the bank that's a great beginning to a movie. Fuck off until you show me. And he pushes it, right? And then the guy on the other side pulls out a gun, tries to shoots through the glass, but the guy who said, show it to me, ducks, and then the manager gets fucking one right in the head. And then what happens? I don't know. There's a love interest. When I was in university, I worked part-time as a teller at a bank here in Toronto. One morning when the bank just opened and relatively empty, two men masked came in screaming, saying they had guns, hands in their hoodie pockets, pretending like they had guns. The fucking balls that takes to risk your freedom and then not. What if there's a guy in there that has a gun? Anyway, they walked over to the vault and tried to open it. When they realized the vault was locked, they ran out of the bank. The dumb fucks assumed it was like a movie where the vault door would open and there would be a pile of cash just sitting there. The best part of the story is they ended up getting caught. No way. About an hour later, based on a witness seeing them flee. These dickheads got charged and went to jail without a loony to show for it. I guess that means any money. Some loot. All the best, and go Leafs and Raptors. Toronto fan. All right, good luck to both your teams there. Wow, I bet they don't tell that story in prison. What are you in prison for? Robbing a bank? How'd you do it? I'll tell you later. Did I ever tell you how much I like your shank? Dad robbed a bank. Wow. Dear Billy Babyback Ballsack Burr. All right, you went with the long one there. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, ballsack. Baby back. I go baby back, baby back, baby back, baby ballsack. That's a tough one to do. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Thanks for making my drive to work suck less. That's all I'm here for. You're definitely not here to be educated. I've listened to you discuss bank robberies recently, and that made me think of this story. My dad, who's passed now, was a fucking badass when he was younger. He and my mom did a good job of hiding his transgressions from me as a kid, but when he found out that he had Alzheimer's and was going to lose his mental capacity, he decided to sit me down and tell me a bunch of crazy shit he did as a kid before he forgot about it. Was he worried that he was going to babble about it? That's pretty cool that he acted like he was just a straight-laced guy. Anyway, he was a very intelligent guy. He worked for the family car salvage yard, which had its start through less than legal means. I'm not fucking with you. He could look at a car key someone was holding in their hand, and he could cut a copy from a memory later on, which he would use to steal the car and strip it for parts. I mean, there's another great character for a movie. He almost got caught when he did this to his girlfriend at the time's father. He stole his dad's car? Jesus Christ, his girlfriend's dad's car. Wow. What took the cake, though, was his bank robbery story. When he was 18, he had a buddy who worked at his town's bank. Long story short, they plotted a robbery. My dad was let into the vault by his friend, and he walked out with a duffel bag containing $400,000 in cash in broad daylight. Carried it down the street and everything. My dad hid the money, and they were going to split it once things cooled down. At the time, he set the state record for the largest bank heist. Yeah, things are not going to cool down. Unfortunately, the FBI got involved. Gee, who saw that coming? This was a large sum of money, obviously $400K, then is worth $1.5 million today. And his parents got suspicious because he was acting weird. That's what they thought. They didn't think, is he gay? Did he get his girlfriend pregnant? Like the usual shit. Is he doing drugs? They're like, he's acting strange. I wonder if he robbed a bank. Dude, you got a badass family tree, if that's what they think. Allegedly, his parents got him to admit to them what he did. And they called the FBI. The FBI came out and basically scared him into ratting on his friends like a little bitch. He did, and as a result, neither of them got any jail time. It sounds like a white story here. They just had to return the money. He never gave up where he had hidden the money, so whether or not the full sum was returned or not is unclear, but I hope he at least kept a little. Fuck the banks. Bill, I swear to God, I thought he was fucking with me until I found multiple newspaper articles about the robbery and named him by name, confirming all of this. I was blown away. Is there any way that you can confirm that he could actually look at a car key and cut it from memory? Man, I don't know anything about cutting keys, but that seems like... I was just making sure he wasn't an old man putting a little mustard on the story there. Anyway, he was a great dad. He was a great dad to me. He turned his life around, and I couldn't have asked for a better role model growing up. That's great. I miss him, but remember him fondly as a father and as a fucking badass when he was young. How many people out there can say their dad set a state record? That's exactly how you should bring it up, and they'll be thinking you're talking about track. Be like, no, he robbed a bank for the most money at that time, $400,000. So why don't you tell me about your mother's fucking pie? All right, thanks and go fuck yourself. All right. I was a dictator. If I was a dictator of Australia, I like that these are getting more specific. I want to hear some, I know people in China are listening to this thing. I want to hear what you would do as a dictator in China. How you would handle it. What you would be doing. If I was a dictator in China, I would demand that I have those unbelievable dumplings every month. I cannot even tell you how many times I think of those. When you go to China, everybody wants to go see the Great Wall. Go have their food. It is fucking unbelievable. It's like a cloud. All right, if I was a dictator of Australia, hey, Billy Bald Balls, first I will get a baseball bat with a lot of nails in it. Let me explain why. While most politicians, this is such an Australian way of beginning your rule. A baseball bat with a bunch of nails in it. It's not enough that it's a bat. It's got to have nails sticking out of it. Which I actually think is dumb when there's multiple attackers. Because if you hit somebody with it, it's going to get stuck in their meat for a minute. The meat of their back. And then you're trying to pull it out of their love handle. And you're going to fucking catch a fresh one. While most politicians tend to be self-serving snakes, meet Angus Taylor. I'm already in. His name's Angus. I'm in. Member of the current ruling party, the Liberals. Angus used taxpayer money to buy water entitlements from a company he set up in the Cayman Islands for $80 million. Did he go to jail? Nope. He claims he doesn't have a financial interest in the company, so all good there. It's not worth noting that he's listed as a director of the company in question. This treasonous piece of shit gets the bat. Oh, I guess not all Anguses from Australia are cool. But I have to save plenty of energy for the chief arsehole, our prime minister. A couple years ago, we had some really bad bushfire and huge parts of Australia were on fire. Rather than putting measures in place to fight the fires, our prime minister thought it would be a good time to take his family on holiday to Hawaii. Whenever you book a vacation, something always comes up. I don't care what level you're at in society. You know what I mean? In society. I almost got lost in that word there. However, by far, the worst thing he's done, in my opinion, he's a member of a happy clappy church called Hillsong. Think Joel Osteen. I just love that expression, happy clappy church. Yay! Another Florentine shout out. And in the middle of COVID lockdown last year, when none of us could even go across state lines to visit family, our prime minister gave permission to the head of Hillsong, oh God, that's such a creepy name, to leave the country to set up a branch in Mexico. Oh yeah, he's lining his fucking pockets. And he's not giving him wafers. Was Brian Houston.